Hey there, Male High School, and happy Sunday. This is Dr. Foster coming to you with Bulldog eNews for the week of October the 19th. Third week of October. Man, time is flying by, and we are rolling through NTI in virtual learning and ready for a new week. So, going to start here. I've shared quotes the last couple of weeks. This is a little longer. This is a passage that I've shared with former students and players and staff members that I've worked with along the way. One of my favorites. It's a little passage titled "Attitude" by Charles Swindoll. Obviously, we are in a period of time in our lives for most of us where it feels like we have very little control over what's going on around us, sometimes even our day-to-day life. And obviously, what we have control on each morning, each day, is our attitude. So Bulldogs, I challenge you to read this. Parents, challenge you to read it too, maybe with your student. We will get through this, and we're going to get through it as a school. And this time, we'll at some point we'll be looking back on this, and we'll be back together celebrating and learning and enjoying one another. And again, what we do control in the given time and today is our attitude and how we respond to what's going on. So, lots to share this week. I'm going to slow down, and talk a good bit about return to in-person instruction. I've had a lot of questions, but before I do, let me start as I've done over the previous few weeks with our schedule for the week. I want to start here so you can see the rest of October and the upcoming month of November. Obviously, this week being the week of Monday, October 19th, we do have an asynchronous day on Wednesday. And I will point out again, next week, the week of October 26th, our asynchronous day and our Thursday purple day have been flipped. So plan accordingly. Make sure that you have that reflected in your calendar, however you keep up with your days. Here is our specific calendar for the week. Obviously, again, Monday and Thursday are purple days. Tuesday and Friday are gold days. And again, we have an asynchronous day this Wednesday, October 21st. So I'm going to slow down right here. Talk about return to school a little bit. I know there's been a lot of conversation on social media. We've received a lot of email questions about return to school. A lot of folks are very uneasy, excited, frustrated, all the above, the whole gamut of emotions dealing with return to school. So let me start right here. This button will take you to the district webpage, and I will go ahead and click that. Where you can learn more about the mode of learning. So obviously, parents and families are going to be faced with a choice to select a return to in-person instruction or to be a part of Virtual Learning Academy. One of the things that I will share is that students that pick the Virtual Learning Academy will be working with male staff. So male students in the Virtual Learning Academy will be working with male staff. And I'm going to come back to a few other items. So what I've done right here, I've broken this up into frequently asked questions. So the number one frequently asked questions, if I choose one way or the other, will my decision affect my enrollment at Male High School? And the answer to that at this point is no. Whether you elect to return in person or elect to stay home for remote learning, your status at Male will not be affected at this point. The second frequently asked question, will I have the same schedule whether I choose virtual or in-person instruction? The answer to that is complicated. I can say this definitively. There will be changes to our schedule because of our return to in-person and the fact that some students will elect to return in person, some will not. We will also have some staff that will have an accommodated schedule. So because of that, there will be some changes to our schedule. So I can tell that students will have mostly a similar schedule, but I do want to prep both our students and families that there will be some impacts to our schedule, whether you come back in person or choose to do so virtually. The next frequently asked question is in regards to my teachers that I currently have. Will I have the same teachers if I elect to return virtual or if I return in person? Again, just like the schedule, there will be adjustments to our schedule. These changes may result in changes in your teachers. That could happen, again, either if you choose in-person or virtual learning. The fourth frequently asked question, will I be able to know or see what Male is doing to prepare for a return to in-person instruction? The answer to that is yes. Later this week, I think at the latest, the following week, the each school plan for each Jefferson County Public School will be published through the Jefferson County Public School website. So you'll be able to see specifically what are we doing for things like arrival and dismissal. How are we handling lunches? How are we handling class transitions and restroom breaks? But we have PPE and hand sanitizer. So yes, you will be able to see our plan before you formally make your choice. When is the deadline to make my decision regarding a return to in-person or virtual learning? We are trying to get this wrapped up by this Friday, which is October 23rd. Right now, we've had approximately half of male families inform us whether or not they are going to return to in-person or choose to stay virtual learning. So what we are asking for this week, and if you have not selected, you'll be hearing from us directly. Right here on this button takes you again to a district web page where it has side by side your options and a place here to make your selection. It's very simple. It's very easy to walk through. If you have questions, let us know. So that happens right there. So parents and students, if you'll again look at that JCPS website, I hope you get a chance to talk through these frequently asked questions that I've walked through this afternoon, this evening, and ultimately try to get your selection inputted on that JCPS website again by this Friday, October 23rd. All right, going to change gears very differently. Talk about something a little fun for a second. Male Manual Spirit Week is coming up the week of October 26th. And so with a little visual to get us started, we have a good bit of information right here for our students to walk through. I'm not going to click through all these, but it takes you through how we are going to handle Virtual Spirit Week this year, obviously not being in person and doing it virtually. Going to try to have a little fun. Hopefully we'll get a chance to compete and play manual at the end of that week. I know our data right now doesn't look good, and hopefully we can get that headed in the right direction. All right, other things for the week. I am continuing to place information about ACT. I've had a number of families reach out and ask about that with the desire to get an ACT test registered, to get an ACT test taken. So again, some information here regarding upcoming dates and a button here to learn much more. Also, I started adding back student shout outs last week, have a number of celebrations this week. This is a little bit of a call to parents, to male students, to male alumni. Don't forget to send me cool things that our students are doing or have done, our alumni are doing or have done. I would be happy to add a shout out for you. So lots of cool stuff to celebrate this week. So I'm going to come back to the passage, the quote, and end here. So again, as I started, there's a lot going on in the world that's challenging. There's a lot that that is frustrating about remote learning. So as we begin a new week, let's remind ourselves that our attitude, the way we respond this week, is 100% up to us. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Take care.